All right, boys and girls, time to do some vibe coding. So the CEO of Anthropic that runs Claude just recently said that in about 12 months, AI will do all coding. So I figured, why not start now? I've got tons of ideas. So looking at my idea list, what I want to work on next is a tool that tracks my subscriptions. So if you're like me, you have a lot of software tools, and I don't have a good way to track them. Like I have them on a spreadsheet. And then I was like searching and trying to find a simple tool where I could just track these things. I did find one and I use it, but I think I can build my own. And that's what I want to do. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to ask some, instead of going straight to the tool, and this is what I'm about to build with today is Lovable. That's what that's the tool that I'm paying for right now to test out. I don't know which one's better, but I think Lovable's cool. I think it's great. But the first thing I want to do is ask. I just want to say, hey, I want to build a tool to track my software subscriptions. Is the best way to build similar to an app like this website, Track My Subs, or is there a better way to build out this project? And I'm going to, something I've been trying to do as well is try to ask across multiple LLMs. So I'm going to ask Gemini, and I'm also going to ask OpenAI. I'm just going to use the basic like 4.0. I just want to know, just kind of get their thoughts and like see what they have to say about that. So I will review these thoughts. Ooh, wow, error. Let's go back to Grok. Let's try again. All right, there we go. Don't let me down. Oh, I'm not even signed in to Grok. I just realized that. All right, so I'm going to review all three of these thoughts, and I'll recap to you. The feedback that we get here after looking at all this is kind of interesting. Yeah, I'm still here. So twofold. One, a web app for sure is the best option when I ask the question, like for like functionality, and if I want to add other users to it, across the board, like that's the best. But it brought up a good point. It was saying like, I can create a Google sheet or just a spreadsheet and create a script to automate that to help me track. And that's a great, now I don't know how to do that either, right? So like I would need to use AI to help me figure that out. But that's a great solution for me to just build and hack something for myself. But if I want to build a tool and share it with others, then that's not going to be very useful. Right? So I'm going to go down the path of building an online website, like a web app that can do that. I think that's what I need to do. And maybe today I won't decide if I create like the database for it that stores the backend information. And maybe I'll still go build and figure out how to build it on a spreadsheet and automate that. And maybe I'll make a video for that. And you can help me out. Like, is this a tool I should build for like people? Like, do others have this problem, the same problem that I have? And the problem is this: it's really not with personal subscriptions, it's with business subscriptions. So some things I pay for monthly and maybe you lose track of. Some things I pay for on an annual basis, and you have to decide like, are you going to renew it or not? Yeah. So that's the question. All right. So I'm gonna start at Lovable with this item. Please create a beautiful yet functional website that has the features of Track My Subs. Let's name the project Software Tracker. Cool. So let's hit that. Let's let that run. Let's see what Lovable starts with. I'm not sure what that error was. Probably because I've just been sitting here for a while. I think it was like a timeout thing. Take a sip of coffee while it writes all this code. It's 100% like magic to me. Not sure if you guys feel the same way, but feels like magic. And while that's working, it is interesting to think through the spreadsheet item, because I do think I should try to build that out as well. One, I think it'll be a good learning situation, but maybe it'll help me. I'm not sure. Maybe it'll help me with this project. So maybe it'll help me build a website that's a software tracker. Maybe it'll help me figure out some of the features. Yeah, so I think I am gonna do that in addition to this. So today I'm not going to attach this website to a database. And so what that means is I'm not going to create like the functionality for a user to be able to like log in. Obviously we'll have like login buttons and stuff. So what I'll work on today is the user interface. I'll treat it as if I'm a user, but I'm not going to be worried about the functionality of any of the thing, like actually adding the the software information into like a database where it gets stored. So that's my thoughts. That's my thoughts for this session, this vibe coding session, as they call it. The kids, cool kids. Wow, still going? Okay, cool. It's magic, man. Magic. Go take a nap real quick. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Ooh, still going. Preview coming. Pretty excited here, not gonna lie. It's pretty amazing what all it did. Like literally set up, it looked at that site. I think it's like it set up all the folders. So the different, let's see, so glass morphic interface. Cool. Now, one thing is interesting is that like a lot of these sites are looking similar that people are making. I'm not sure I completely care. Because it's like, holy smokes, it's just like they're like pretty clean and nice. So for the visual, okay, I've created a slate. Error, okay, build unsuccessful. So let's see if we can fix this error. Please fix this error. Because I don't know how to build. I don't know how to fix any of these errors. I'm not sure what that means. So it's literally gonna analyze each error. So it has a mismatch. So we're importing toast from the wrong location. Okay, cool. So it's literally, it looked at the error, figured out what the error is, and it's trying to fix it. So, yep. So it says these changes fix both errors. So we're about to see if we have a preview of a website. Subscription file. Okay, it's getting quite long. You might want to consider refactoring into multiple files in the future. Same thing with add subscription. The question, do we want to do that now? Or should we wait? We can go ahead and do it. And my understanding of what that means is just like breaking up into smaller accessible files or folders or whatever. So it's like easier to navigate, if you will. If that's a bad description from a developer, tell me. Give me a better analysis of what that means. That'd be super helpful. Hey, all right, we've got a preview here. So let's refactor this other thing, add subscriptions dialog. Was that the one that was up here? Yep, that was the other item. So let's do that one as well. And then we'll start playing around with this puppy. But while it's doing that, I'll say I won't mess with it yet, but I like it's pretty cool. Like the way that it's working with the font. I have no idea how to do that, like design wise, how it's like fading in and doing this like cool stuff. Same with this. Pretty cool. Like I could imagine this being a product where I could like literally record a video and put that video like on the homepage and just being like, hey, like, imagine a YouTube video right here. Hey, like I had this crazy problem. I have these subscriptions, like a dozen tools that I use in my business, but then like I'm often forgetting like when do they renew and like what's the deal, and like getting a discount that's like a promo deal, and like just tracking all that stuff was a nightmare. And like hey, this is what this tool does. It helps remind you when your subscriptions are coming due, when your tools maybe annual deals or whatever. So I could just see that being like a really good like sales thing, and maybe that's what we'll do in a second. Maybe we'll add that stuff. All right, I've refactored to smaller. Okay, cool. So add functionality remains exactly the same, but the code is now more cool. The functionality add comments to subscription form. All right, let's start clicking around here. Let's start sampling some stuff. All right, so if we click here, I'm guessing that's home. Let's click a dashboard and see if anything happens. Nothing happens. Get a 404 page. Okay, 404. What happened on the dashboard? Nothing. Reports, 404 page. Add a subscription. Cool. And again, this looks really cool, by the way. Pretty neat. Cool that I can add a color. That's pretty neat. So let's call it. So the first one just coming to mind is like Beehive. I'm on an annual deal. I don't even know what the deal is. Let's call it $9.99. Currency USD, monthly, annual. Very important. So let's see. Monthly, quarterly. Yep. Great options. Choices. Yeah, since this tool is going to be like aiming towards businesses, so I'm not sure if we'll. I mean, these are fine. So video, yeah, these are actually fine, I guess. So let's see. I don't know, software, other. Yeah, we'll adjust these categories for sure. So start date, annual. Can I go back in time for the start date? Yep. Okay, that's important. So let's go back even further. Let's call it, because I want to see what happens when we're about to expire. So March 15th, 2024. So today's the 17th. So let's see. A color. I'm not sure we need an exact color wheel. Maybe like a tag selector or something like that. But let's, for now that's fine. Let's choose this like purple color. Okay, notes. Optional. Okay, let's add it and see what happens. Very cool. So it did create it and a dashboard due today. All right, so let's try to add another one. This one I'm gonna blow through. So host WPX hosting amount $4.99 USD monthly. That's also an annual deal. Let's say that one started, let's just say in December 1st. Let's have a different color. Yeah, we definitely don't need these like color wheels. So add subscription. Oh, nice. Okay, so doing I like that a lot. I like what it's doing. Doing 260 days. Spending distribution. That's pretty cool. Something I didn't even like think about. Monthly spending, to be able to track that. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. Okay, maybe I will scrap the idea of a spreadsheet, because I don't know how a spreadsheet like all I have on there is just like on my personal spreadsheet now, all I have is literally just like the tools and like what I'm paying and like just rough information. But I'm now seeing that like an online tool can build much more useful information. And also this, like, I mean, yes, I can do this. Of course I can do this on the spreadsheet, right? Monthly spend, annual spend, upcoming payments. That's pretty cool. So like, I'm not sure where would that be coming from? Would that be coming from renewals? Let me ask it. So where's the upcoming payments information coming from? So like, let's see what it has to say there. I'm still not completely sure like where that information is going to come from, but like even based on that. So I think we need to add some more. Okay, 404 is still a 404 page. Dashboard is working. Reports is still a 404. So let me just say that. So the subscription and reports pages are both giving 404 errors. Let's see what it does with that. Let's go back home. Maybe home is the dashboard. We'll have to adjust that a little bit or whatever. Dashboard. Yeah, because we want that to go back to that landing page, right? So we'll tell it to do that, right? So as a user experience, when you click that, well, I guess if you're logged in, you'd want to be on your dashboard. But if you're not logged in, all right. So we got an error. Let's see if it can fix this error. Like if it doesn't. If it can't fix the error on its own, like this is where someone like me is gonna run into a brick wall, and I would need to bring in some help and be like, hey, like what's this error? Or I'd try to I guess I'd take this to Google and see if I can figure out like what that error is or something like that. But I don't know what any of this means. So yeah, so I'm not sure how I would proceed necessarily. But Lovable is going to do it for me. It's gonna analyze these errors and it's gonna fix them, which is pretty cool. It says it's fixed all the errors, except title, description, button, ensure this change should fix the errors. All right, let's see. We're gonna find out. If you do know code, they've recently added this this view here where you can actually get all your files and packages. Like you can get all the code, and I think even mess with the code directly, maybe, or like maybe export all that possibly or something. But yeah, but I don't know about that. So, all right. So now I'm back on the dashboard. Let's see what happens when I click subscriptions. Okay, cool. Upcoming payments. You don't have any upcoming payments in the next 30 days. But I do, don't I? Because isn't this one due? Yeah, so we're going to ask it about that. Reports. Monthly spending, annual spend, active to subscriptions. Pretty cool. All right, let me try to add one more Let me add a monthly subscription. Yeah, not an annual. Category, entertainment, utilities. Ah, I see. So it's assigning a default color to these. That's kind of cool. And maybe what it's doing is, what I'm curious about is it, let's say it's this yellow color. Is when I add another one to entertainment, does it put this yellow color? That's a good question. Okay, we're gonna find that out shortly. So let's say it's February 25th monthly, which would mean we'd have a payment coming up, right? Yes, due in 4 days. Entertainment. Let's see if it's that orange. So dashboard, upcoming payments, 1. Cool. Cool. Okay, that's correct. So, all right, all right, 2 things. Let's change this. So let's change it to March 14th, March 14th, 2024. And actually, I want to be able to type in the month as well. Oh, so many things. Okay. March 14th. Okay. Still saying 1 upcoming payment yet. This is due. And why is it saying due today? Next billing. Okay. The annual payment information is incorrect, or the example. Okay, hopefully this is clear. The annual payment information is incorrect for the Beehive example I created. It says due today when it's not due yet. Let me say when it's not due for more days. It also doesn't show up on the upcoming payments list, but it should. I think that's clear. Let me grab a pen because I'm going to make notes of some of those other changes that we were already talking about. So let's see, color picker. What was that one? Oh, entertainment. I need to see if I add another one to entertainment, is it yellow? I want to be able to input the date manually. All right, that's what I'm noticing so far. Quick sort of side note. While I was waiting on that, this tool is actually getting me to think. So I have other tracker ideas and things that like I need, like things for like a reminder for property insurance and property tax, even things like changing air filters in my home. I use things like Google Calendar and reminders and tasks, and I use Trello. I use these things, yet I still have not been able to like have an easy solution and a place to look at all these things. I'm kind of wondering if this tool shouldn't just be for subscriptions, but if it should just be for like tracking all that stuff and choosing the category, whether you're like tracking something personal, or real estate related or software related. I'm gonna come back to that, but that's a note that I just made that I thought was kind of interesting, because I think, yeah, maybe without it being too complicated, there's crossover for all this stuff. Yeah, let's see, but let's go back to this. Okay, so it's saying it fixed some stuff is what it's saying, but we're still says 1 upcoming payment, even though we'll fix due today, issue for your Beehive when it's actually due in 4 days, and we'll share subscription. Okay, well, it looks like it's still saying due today, so we're gonna have to ask it. All right, subscriptions due today. It's not due today. It's due in 4 days, and that may just be the way that this works, like with like placeholders. Now, I mean, this is getting the date right. So due in 4 days, due in 260 days. That's probably right. Now wait, how did it get this one right? So C499, December 1st. Am I doing something wrong here? So update. So Beehive still says it's due today, but it's not. While it's looking at that, I want to go back in and add an item and see sample, what was it? Entertainment, sample entertainment category. $10. Let's see what happens if you do. Is biannual? Is that even something I should have? Yeah, maybe. Nope. When I clicked entertainment, okay, it goes back to this pink, but originally I had changed it. So let's see. Yeah, it's entertainment and it's yellow. So that's kind of weird. Yeah, it needs to be consistent colors. I don't know how to describe that, but wow, let me think about that. So, okay, now it's saying we're overdue. Okay. No, that's right. If March 13th, next billing overdue. That's a good point. it's overdue. So let's see, March 22nd. Oops. All right, next thing I want to do is change this date thing where I can manually type in a date. Cool. Okay, that looks good. That looks good. All right, when I choose a date, I also want to be able to manually add the date as well in the format of month, day, year, like the Wild Americans do it. Let's see if it can do that. It would have to change something in the code to allow me to manually input the date. And then next I want to mess with the color selector. I think what we need is, well, I think first maybe I'll adjust categories just to play around with that, and then the color selector. I think all we need is just some just some main color tags, and just allow those categories to each be assigned to a color, and then not have that like color wheel thing. The color picker, or maybe you select the color that assigns to a category or something. Yeah, maybe that's what you do. Each category has like a color picker where you can choose what color it is to be tagged with, and then maybe that's how we do it. And theoretically, I guess you could select the same color for everything, I guess, if you wanted to, or multiple categories could be the same color. Maybe. Yeah, I think that's how it would be good. Okay, so it's saying I can manually add a date now. So let's say sample. Let's see what happens if I have no dollars in the currency. Let's make this one quarterly. I don't think we've done that one yet. Cool. Yes. Now we're talking. But you can also pick the date. Yes, that looks like it's working. Okay. Amount must be positive. Yeah, that's fine. There's probably better words for that. We'll use better words. But okay, this one's overdue. Cool. This is awesome. All right, how do I get back to that home page? The landing page. All right, let me say let's add the ability. All right, let me read this out loud because this is just as much for myself. Whoa, I don't know what just happened. Oh, it's like, I don't know how this works, but it's like my browser, it's like everything in my browser just changed or something, or like reset. Maybe the local storage reset. I don't know how that works. Okay, let's add buttons for sign up and sign in. If you're signed in, clicking on the subtract, it's a big difference. Not subtract. Subtract logo should take you to your dashboard, but if not signed in, it should take you to the landing sales page. All right, let's try that. Let's see what happens. What I want to know is if all the code changes were saved. I hope they are, like in the things that we added, like for example, yep. So I'm able to change the date here. So, okay, that's cool. So yeah, I mean, that was a change that was made, right? Subtract. Actually, we need to create a landing page. Do we even have a landing page for this? Yeah, I don't think we do. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, we just went straight to the tool. I think we need to create a landing page for this bad boy. I want to work on that color label picker thing next though, because I think that's kind of weird. Boo, error. Try to fix it. See if we can be 3 for 3 here, baby. We're 2 for 2 so far. See if we can be 3 for 3 in fixing these errors. Hey, I'm glad you see the issue. I see the issue. The error occurred because we're trying to use the, okay, hey, let's fix it, man. Let's fix it. Oh yeah, now we're talking. Sign in, sign up, sign in, sign up. Let's do a little sample here. Now, this is not going to be functional, just so you know, or shouldn't be functional. I'm just going to make up a password. Well, actually, I should remember my password because I think I'll actually use it. So it's create an account. See what happens if I do that. Nothing happens. Okay, let's try sign in. See if anything happens. Nope. Going back. Yeah, now we're talking. Click into the landing page. Track all your subscriptions in one place. Helps you manage subscriptions, save money, and never miss a payment again. Now, there's tons of products out there already that help you track subscriptions. Like, I'm actually not even really interested in those because I can track through those apps as well. Like, for example, like Rocket Money or whatever, they can help you track your subscriptions. But like what I'm talking about is a little bit different. It's like things that aren't easily tracked. So maybe that's a part of my sales page is like track your hard to track payments or something. I mean, I'm not really sure. I'll have to come back to that. But yeah, for now, it looks cool, right? So like, not really sure why that S is cut off like that, but that's okay. Hey, that's okay. Yeah, I'll come back in and worry about the sales page, if you will. Okay, so the sign in and sign up buttons don't work when I try to register. Can you make them work so I can access the dashboard? I think that's a good prompt. I think that's clearly communicated. I'll implement a basic authentication system so sign in will work and access. Let's create a simple context. Okay, cool. Let me tell it. So I am probably going to integrate the site with Supabase, but for now, I just want to be able to test and work on the UI. Let me let it finish up what it's doing first before I send this. I'm not sure if you confuse it or not. I have no idea. Now Supabase is up here. Supabase, imagine it like a giant database of all the information that you need, like the user information, all the information that the users input. So if it's just me as a user, it's just me, and it's logging all of my subscriptions, the data when things change. It's tracking all that. But if I had 1,000 users, it's doing the same thing, right? It's doing it for all of those people. All right, so now let me tell it that I'm going to be integrating it with Supabase, but I just want to make sure that like what we're doing doesn't like mess stuff up later, or at least that's my hope. Yeah, so we'll see. The current setup uses local storage. Yep, cool. This approach allows you to fully test the UI flow without requiring a backend connection. You can create an account, log in, access, test the logout functionality. All of this works without any external dependencies, making it ideal for UI development. Great. When you're ready to integrate with Supabase, the existing structure can be modified to use Supabase's authentication services. Perfect. So now we're going to get back to more UI testing. All right, I've got a bit more time, so let's test a few more things. Let's see where we can get to today. So let's try this again. Okay, so I guess that's like a placeholder. Oh, very cool. So it brought back this previous information. Now, let me see. Hold on, let me see what happens. Sign up, sign in. It may be that like, it may be that she's in a placeholder and like anything goes to that page. I'm not really sure. Yeah, it is. Okay, perfectly fine. So just, I'm going to ignore the functionality of the user thing, right? So anytime I sign in or whatever with anything, it's like going back to what we're creating. Totally cool, totally fine, but it's working, which is great. It's like get started for free is probably going to take us there. And I click subtract, it goes back to there. Now let's see if I sign in and get a subtract. Let's see what that does. Let's see if that, because you don't need to go back to a landing page, right? So once you're in, you click subtract. Well, we're already on the dashboard, so I guess, all right, let's see if it, yes, cool. So now that functionality goes back to the dashboard, which makes total sense. I think that like the dashboard should be the home of where we go. Subscriptions, dashboard, reports. Now maybe over time we want to adjust like what this stuff looks like. And like earlier I was talking about that, just, hey, I'm going to create it on a spreadsheet as well, but like maybe I won't, because the UI, like the user experience, the user interface, it's so much prettier, like being able to look at this versus a spreadsheet and like interaction. Now, so the color categories we're going to do, but something else that's going to be important is user notifications. So I'm going to want to be able to add in email and probably text notifications as well to be able to select like how I want to be updated. All right, again, I'm going to read this out loud to see if this is, I think it's clear. Let's add the ability to be notified 60 days, 30 days, and 7 days before a subscription is due. Let's give the option to be notified via email, text, or both. Yeah, I think that's clear. So let's send that over. And let's add that functionality should be added hopefully Lovable, yeah, I think it'll know this, but should be added when you add a subscription. Like that's where that'll be added. And what's super cool is that it's pulling. You see, it says components right there, so it's pulling these JavaScript component. Like this is already built. Like it's not having to like build this from scratch. It's pulling in the component to do that, and then like adding it to this project. That's kind of what I'm learning. Like this, like React, like these components built with JavaScript. Nothing. It's like all this is like coming into this point of like where we are now, where like all these code repositories have been built and sections and pieces, and now they're able to like all be plugged together and like link them together. That's the way I understand it. I don't know. A developer would probably tell me something totally different, but like from what I'm learning, like that's what I see, and like maybe that's right. Maybe it's not completely right, but that's kind of how I see it. All right, so it's been added. So let's hop in here, and my assumption would be, let's see, that I could probably edit. Boom, here it is down there. So I'm just editing one, or I can add a new subscription, and let's see this. So let's call it sample. So we now know that this has to have a positive amount. Billing cycle, biannual. Is anything biannual? I don't even know. Maybe. Yeah, I guess it could be. So Ken, we'll come back to that. Not worried about colors right at the moment. What I want to test is this. So email notification. So I don't like the way that's done. I think this could be done easier. Like it could probably just let us select what we want, right? I mean, I don't want to have to select none. Notification, email, text message. All right, reminder timeline. Select when we want to be reminded. 30 days before, 30 days before, 7 days before. Yep, should be able to select all apply. Yeah, so basically the notification preferences should work in the same manner, right? So it should have the check mark, look just like that, select all that apply. So let me take a screenshot of it, is what I'm going to do. Oh, wait. First, let's see what this is. Let's see if we can fix this. I don't know what this is, and then I'll come back and add that. Boom. It said it fixed it. All right, so we're 4 for 4. All right, so I already forgot what it does. There it is. Okay, so let me add that screenshot here. All right, I'm being pretty detailed right now. I don't know if I need to be, but I am. This is probably the longest prompt I've given so far. Please make the user experience for the notification method similar to the reminder timeline below it. Okay. Below the notification method title can read, select how you'd like to be notified. A user should be able to select multiple options. Remove both and none. Make the visual check marks like the reminder timeline. Yeah, I'm just really clarifying what I want. I don't know if otherwise I'll complicate the, I don't know. Like, I don't know if it would figure it out on its own. It's almost like if you're working with a developer or designer, you would need to be really clear about what you wanted there, I think. So now I don't know if I need that little notification preferences. I'm not even really sure if we need that. We might ask it to remove that. I think we want to work on try to fix that color thing, that color label idea today, and then maybe we'll put this on pause. It's probably like enough work for today. About an hour of working with this, but I like the way the functionality is going so far. Like I definitely like it. All right, saying it's been updated. Let's see what it does. Bam. Select how you'd like to be notified. Email. Yep, it makes total sense. So obviously, if I don't select anything, I guess that would mean I'm not. But if I'm like, oh, I want an email, okay. 30 days before, 7 days before, add subscription. Perfect. You got to add this stuff. It's $100. It's USD. Having the currency type is pretty interesting. Like I would not have even thought of that because for me it's, well, of course it's going to be USD, but I hadn't thought about like, of course, other users will work on categories later. Like that I can manually add. I like that I can hop in here. Start date. Yeah, I do think start date is probably the best date to put in there because start date. So it's giving me an error if I put in today's date. Well, if I sign up for something and I want it in here, then, yep, that's a problem. Can I put it in tomorrow's date? Oh, interesting. Yeah, got it. So we'll need to fix that. And we can fix that as well. All right. Maybe we can fix two things. Worry about that later. That's no big deal. Let's fix that date thing. I think that's a big deal. I get an error. It won't allow me to put today's date as the start date, but it should. Oop. Had an error there. Well, we'll come back later and see what that is. But I want to fix this, and I want to fix the color issue. Let me go back. Okay, that's the dashboard. Sign out. Side note, while we're waiting on this, I run multiple projects. I talk about them in my email newsletter. You can sign up below. I'll give you 100 business ideas, and it's not just the stuff that I'm building. I'm doing domain sales, email newsletters, Facebook pages. Anyways, if you're interested in startups and side hustles and stuff, let's link up. All right, let's see what it says here. I've fixed the issue with the start date. Cool. Let's see if we can get back to the dashboard real quick. Sign in. I wonder if I can just literally type. I wonder if I can just sign in. Nope. Cool. At least it makes me put in some sort of email address. Fair enough. Definitely don't want to save that one. Where were we now? Oh, we're gonna edit. No, text message. Today's. No, let's add a new one. So that's right. We're trying to figure out the start name. So start name. Gotta have something monthly. Today's date. Cool. Was that this one? Start date, color, monthly. Cool. So far, functionality is shaping up. Can I move these things around? No, that'd be pretty cool. So like categories. Yeah, that's something that we'll do eventually. Is we'll add. So let me make note of this. We want to add something about categories on the home page, right? We want to be able to like sort by categories. But let's fix this. Let's see if we can have a solution for this color wheel thing. So instead of using a hex value, for colors for category colors, need to be clear about that. I think category colors, please assign a different color label to each category. Allow the users to be able to adjust the color label for each category as they'd like. Now I'm drawing that inspiration from Trello, where I have labels and I have colors, and it's like there's kind of a color picker. There's like 7 or 8 colors. It's not like infinite color solutions, and I don't need infinite color solutions. We just need to be able to pick and choose from some stuff. If we can get this working today, that in some way, I will feel really good about where we've gotten with this project. And so the big question for me, as this is working itself out, the big question for me is going to be, should I expand this to track other things besides just software? I don't know the answer there. I'm going to have to kind of like think through the workflow as a user. Like, I guess for me, I literally need to track these things. I need to track property insurance payments, property taxes. Like, these are real. So we have 3 properties. These are real problems that I have, and I was going to build a tool for this. So the question is, can the same tool be used for that? I think so. But the question is I don't know. Like, is it gonna confuse things? All right, can we go 5 for 5? Try to fix. I don't know what these errors are. Maybe in the future it'll know not to like create these errors. But yeah. So it's fixing the error. Yeah. I feel like in the future, Lovable, you guys are awesome. I feel like what'll happen is it'll just make less errors to begin with. I feel like. And maybe I'm wrong there. I don't know. But hey, as long as I can click a button and fix the error, I'm all about it. All right, let's see what this does here now. Okay, so color picker. It's kind of cool. That's okay. It's kind of a weird functionality. Like, I feel like 1, I don't think we need the color names. 2, I think that we could possibly somehow incorporate it in with the here, where like you click on the category and then it like has a color, and maybe you change the color or something instead of having them all listed like that. That's a weird like functional thing and not a big deal. Like, it's something that we'll worry about another time. But like yeah, I love the way that this project is starting. I'm pretty pumped. Literally kind of it's a semi-functional website. We're able to sign in, add softwares, and yeah, maybe we'll expand this to other things. And I think Yeah, I mean this could literally be a nice business because this is a product for myself that I need, that I've been looking for and I've been searching for, and yeah, maybe others will find it useful as well. If you already have a tool that you do this, please let me know. Let me know. I can stop making this and maybe I can just use some other tool. But I have not found the perfect solution for myself for tracking all this stuff. So, all right, thanks so much. Check you on the next vibe code. Until next time.